If she never calls or texts you first, do this now. Old Stoic wisdom. If a woman never texts or calls you first, what if I told you that this might actually be one of the best gifts she could give you? And even more surprising, what if I revealed that nearly all men misunderstand this opportunity and unintentionally turn it into a disadvantage instead of using it to their advantage? Now, I know what you're thinking. You've been with her, shared laughs, caught those little glances. Everything seems great when you're together. But when it comes time to pick up the phone, crickets. She never reaches out first. Here's the twist. This scenario could be exactly what you need to change everything. In the next few minutes, I'm going to explain how this situation, when viewed from the right perspective, can be the key to transforming you from the guy she talks to sometimes into the guy she can't stop thinking about. But first, let's take a deeper look at why most men get this all wrong. Welcome back to the channel. Gentlemen, before we jump into this powerful strategy, I've got a question for you. When's the last time she texted you first? When did she pick up the phone just to hear your voice? If you're like most guys, the answer is probably never. Or maybe it happened once a long time ago, and you've been replaying that moment like it's the holy grail of your relationship. And here's the catch. This is what drives men absolutely wild. I get messages daily asking, "She seems into me in person, but she never makes the first move over text. What does that mean? Should I stop reaching out? Is she just not interested?" Today, we're going to unravel the mystery behind this behavior, and by the end of this video, you'll have a completely new perspective that will change the way you approach her and yourself. Understanding this concept is key. The woman who never initiates is giving you the chance to lead, to show your worth, and to let her come to you. Embrace this opportunity. Step 1. Why she doesn't text first, the psychology behind it. Alright, gentlemen, before I share the game-changing strategy that'll turn things around, let's take a hard look at a truth that many men struggle to understand. Why doesn't she text first? Understanding this is the key to making things better. So let's dive in. And I promise you, this will make sense. First, let's talk about the painful truth that often stings. If she never texts first, maybe, just maybe, she's just not that into you. Yeah, I know. It's tough to swallow, but that's the reality. If she never checks in, never asks about your day, and doesn't seem to care about what's going on in your life, it's a sign that you might be just a convenience to her. She's probably being polite, but not invested. It happens. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you can stop wasting your time and energy on someone who doesn't see your worth. That is stoic wisdom in action, recognizing reality, no matter how tough it is, and moving forward with a clear mind. Now, before you get discouraged, I'm about to shift your perspective. Reason number 2 is actually good news. She's been socially conditioned and emotionally scarred by past experiences. Think about it. From an early age, women are taught not to chase. They're told, don't call him first, let him chase you, don't look desperate, play hard to get. Society reinforces this idea that men must always be the initiators. And let's be honest, a lot of women end up hurt when they've shown too much interest too soon and had their hearts dashed in return. Sarah, a close friend of mine, once told me, "I've been burned so many times. The moment I show I care, the guy loses interest. So now I wait for him to reach out. At least then, I know he's serious." There it is, the evidence of emotional caution. She's not playing games. She's guarding her heart, shaped by old wounds and social expectations. If you can recognize this and stop taking it personally, you're ahead of the curve. This is where the iron mind of a Stoic comes in, resisting emotional reactions and instead choosing to understand and adapt. And then there's the third reason, which is the one that holds the most power for you. She's testing you, not in a manipulative way, but in a simple, straightforward way. She wants to see if you actually value her enough to make an effort. She's wondering, will he reach out? Will he show consistency? Will he put in the work? She's waiting for a demonstration of interest, not just a fleeting gesture, but a genuine effort. This is where most men fail. And it's why we're having this conversation right now. The reason most guys fail this test is by doing the one thing that immediately kills all attraction. They chase her too much. They panic. They send text after text. They try to force something that should flow naturally. They go overboard with compliments or even get clingy. And let me tell you, this is the exact opposite of Stoic principles. Instead of keeping a calm and composed mind, they let their emotions dictate their actions. And that's a big mistake. A woman wants a man who can handle uncertainty, who isn't easily shaken by her silence, and who can be patient while still making his intentions clear. So, what's the right move? The old Stoic wisdom tells us to take a step back, breathe, and let time reveal the truth. Be patient, be consistent, but don't chase. Be the man who has enough self-respect to know that if she values you, she'll reach out in her own time. If she doesn't, then move on without bitterness, understanding that not everyone is meant to stay in your life. That's the kind of mindset that's powerful, when you don't need her validation to feel secure in who you are. Iron mind, gentlemen. You must stay grounded, stay in control, and let her see the effort without suffocating her. In the end, this approach doesn't just help you get her to text first. It helps you become a better, more self-assured version of yourself. So, when she doesn't text first, don't panic. Don't overthink. Don't lose your composure. Just keep playing your part with the wisdom of the Stoics and watch as things start to change for the better. Step 2. The deadly mistake. 95% of guys make. Alright, you've finally come to terms with why she isn't texting first. You've peeled back the layers of confusion and frustration, and now you're ready to move forward. But before you do, let's address the million-dollar question: what do most guys do when they realize she never initiates contact? They make the kiss of death mistake, one that, if you're not careful, can destroy more potential relationships than anything else. They stop texting altogether? Yeah, you heard that right. You might think, well, if she's not going to text me, I'm not going to text her. Two can play this game. So you sit there, phone in hand, waiting for her to make the first move. You wait, and wait, and wait some more. But here's the problem. This approach doesn't work. In fact, it sets the stage for disaster. Now, let me paint you a picture. Meet Mike, a guy who's been talking to Jessica for about a month. Things are going great in person, there's chemistry, they've hung out a few times, and she's clearly into him. She laughs at his jokes, touches his arm when they talk. It's all signs of attraction. But Mike starts noticing a pattern. He's always the one texting first, and he's not happy about it. So, Mike decides he's going to test her. He stops texting, day 1 goes by, day 2, day 3, by day 4. Mike is staring at his phone every 5 minutes, his mind racing, wondering why she hasn't reached out. Day 7 rolls around, and guess what? Still nothing from Jessica. Now, here's the kicker. What Mike doesn't realize is that Jessica is sitting there thinking, wow, I guess Mike lost interest. He hasn't texted me in a week. I must have read the signals wrong. The whole time, both of them are sitting there in silence, assuming the worst, both thinking the other has given up. This, my friend, is what I like to call the Stoic disaster. Two people, both interested in each other, both waiting for the other to act, yet neither willing to make the first move due to miscommunication and pride. And all it takes is one text, one simple message to break the cycle and save the relationship. But don't worry, there's a way out of this mess, a path forward, drawn from practical stoicism and wisdom, a way that doesn't involve childish games or testing each other's patience. The solution is as simple as it is powerful, and it relies on a core tenet of Stoic rules, self-control and understanding. So, what's the alternative? The strategy I'm about to share isn't just another piece of relationship advice. It's a piece of timeless wisdom. Stoicism teaches us that we should focus on what we can control. We can't control how someone else behaves, but we can control how we respond. Instead of sitting there waiting for her to reach out, you need to step up. Text her. But don't do it out of desperation, and don't do it with any hidden agenda. Be direct, calm, and confident. Avoid playing games. Remember the paths of wisdom and understand that actions speak louder than prideful silence. Send that message not to test her, but to build genuine connection and communication. If you're waiting for her to text first, that's simply a waiting game, a game of pride. And pride, my friend, is no match for wisdom. The key here is not to sit on your hands, waiting for the other person to take the lead. Take charge, be proactive, and own the moment. Text her, start the conversation. It's not about who's in control, it's about fostering understanding and showing her that you're emotionally available and engaged. And guess what? That will make her far more likely to open up and meet you halfway. Remember, Stoicism teaches us that we should not let our emotions control us. We control our actions. The fact that you're even reading this tells me you're ready to take a more enlightened approach. So, stop waiting for a text that might never come. Don't make the deadly mistake that most guys do. Instead, take control of the situation with wisdom and composure. Your relationship is worth more than a game of who texts first. You must act with purpose and clarity. You must avoid games and manipulation. That is how you build real attraction, real connection, and ultimately, a deeper relationship. And in the end, this is not just about texting, it's about taking control of your life, your actions, and your relationships through the power of practical stoicism. If you want to find a lasting connection, follow these paths of wisdom. Don't waste time on petty games. Instead, take responsibility for your actions and understand that the key to meaningful relationships lies in simple, authentic communication. Keep your pride in check and let your wisdom lead the way. If you found this advice valuable, hit the like button, drop a comment below, and share it with someone who might need it. Don't forget to subscribe for more life-changing wisdom. Comment to remind yourself I communicate with clarity and confidence. Stay engaged with the channel, and let's keep growing together. Step 3. She doesn't text first because she wants you to show you can maintain attraction without relying on her. When she never calls or texts you first, it's not a sign of disinterest. It's a test of your strength, your resilience, your ability to thrive without depending on her for validation. You must understand that this behavior is a deliberate challenge. She wants to see if you can maintain your value, your attraction, and your happiness without needing her constant affirmation. It's not about her dismissing you. It's about her wanting you to show that your worth is not tied to her attention. As Epictetus said, freedom is the only true happiness. The rest are mere illusions. If you are constantly waiting for her to initiate contact, you are placing your happiness in someone else's hands. That is not stoicism. That is weakness. You must cultivate your own life, your passions, your goals, and your mission. This is the foundation of a strong, lasting relationship. When you are fully engaged in your own world, she will begin to see you as a man who is strong enough to stand on his own. Your happiness doesn't depend on her. You are not chasing her. You are living your life. This is how you win in the game of attraction. As Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic, once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." The more you focus on developing yourself, the less you will need her to fill any voids in your life. You will begin to realize that your value doesn't come from her responses, her texts, or her calls. Your value comes from you. You must stop the endless cycle of waiting. You must stop measuring your worth based on her actions or inactions. You must not depend on her to complete you. That is not stoicism. That is a man trapped in a cage of emotional neediness. As Epictetus also said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. If you are constantly seeking her attention, you are teaching her that you want her more than you want your own peace. You must let go of that desire. When you let go of the neediness, when you stop waiting for her to text or call, the dynamic shifts. Now, you are the man who has control over his own life, and as a result, she will be drawn to you even more. When you are busy living your life, focused on your mission, she will start to feel the absence of your presence. She will start to miss you, and that will spark the desire for her to reach out. She will want to be a part of your world because she will see that your life is full, interesting, and fulfilling without her. This is how you master attraction and maintain a healthy, dynamic relationship. Remember, you are not dependent on her. You don't need her validation. You don't need her to text first. This is about living with strength and purpose. This is the foundation of Stoicism, the foundation of winning. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your reaction to her silence should be indifference, not desperation. When you stop seeking her validation, you become the man she wants to be with. So stop waiting. Start living. Show her that you are not reliant on her for your happiness. Let her see that your life is full of value, and that is what will make her reach out. That is how you win. That is Stoicism in action. Step 4. She doesn't text first because she wants you to prove you're a decisive man. Let's get this clear when she doesn't text first. It's not a game. It's a test of your decisiveness. She's not sitting back because she's uninterested or waiting for you to make the first move for the sake of drama. No, she's waiting to see if you're the kind of man who has the confidence and initiative to take control. Many women, especially in today's world, don't want to be the ones doing all the chasing. They don't want to feel like the relationship is one-sided. If she's holding back, she wants to know if you can take charge, be proactive, and show her that you're the kind of man who doesn't need constant prompting to create moments of connection. It's a challenge, yes, but a challenge that you should welcome, a challenge that will reveal to her, without words, that you are someone who can lead, someone who takes responsibility, someone who has an iron mind built on Stoic principles. Now, here's the real kicker. This isn't about just sending a text. It's about the mindset behind it. It's about embracing Old Stoic wisdom, which teaches us the value of decisive action. You must be the man who sees the opportunity for connection and takes it, not waiting for some sign or hint. That's what she's testing. She wants to see if you have the inner strength to step up and take the reins, not just in relationships, but in life. She's looking for a man who isn't passive, someone who can handle both the quiet and the storm with grace. You may feel resistance if this isn't your usual style, but that's the whole point. If you want to be the man she can trust, the man who inspires respect, you must break free from hesitation. You must put the Stoic principles to work. Prove to her that you are not afraid to lead the relationship with purpose and confidence. So, stop second-guessing yourself. Don't wait for her to take the first step. Don't make excuses. Be the one who shows her that you can lead, because a relationship without leadership is like a ship without a captain. Don't let the uncertainty paralyze you. Be decisive. Reach out first. It's not about trying to win her approval. It's about showing her that you're a man who knows how to create and seize opportunities. Not just sit back and wait for them to appear. Take that first step and you'll prove that you're the man capable of being decisive, of leading, and of building a strong relationship based on mutual effort, respect, and trust. She's not waiting for you to be perfect. She's waiting for you to be bold. Prove to her, through your actions, that you are the man who can handle whatever comes your way, just like the Stoics who were unshaken, unyielding, and always focused on the bigger picture. It's your time to show her your true strength and let your iron mind guide you. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Step 5. She doesn't want to be seen as easy and wants you to approach her sincerely. Let's break this down when a woman doesn't text first. It could be because she doesn't want to appear easy or too eager. This isn't some game. It's rooted in real emotions and real experiences. Many women have been burned in the past by showing too much enthusiasm too soon. They've been burned by the too eager label, and that leaves scars. So, instead of texting first, they hold back, waiting for you to make the first move. Here's the truth. Her not texting you first doesn't mean she isn't interested. In fact, she may be more interested than you think. It just means she's being cautious. Think of this as a kind of emotional self-preservation. She's been down the road before, and now she wants to make sure you're not just another fleeting interest, another face in the crowd. This is where Stoic rules come into play. The Stoics believed in patience, self-control, and understanding that life doesn't always work on our timetable. Don't get frustrated because she doesn't text you first. Instead, approach this with the calm of a Stoic. Recognize that in the grand scheme of things, a few days without a text won't destroy you. It's a moment of waiting, one that teaches you patience and self-restraint, two cornerstones of practical Stoicism. But don't mistake this for indifference. She's not playing hard to get. She's waiting for you to prove that you're someone worth her time. When you approach her with sincerity, when you make an effort beyond just tapping away on your phone, that's when she'll start to open up. Be proactive. Ask her out. Arrange real-life meetups that show you're serious. It's in these moments that you demonstrate your commitment, not in your words, but in your actions. Words are fleeting, actions are permanent. This is where the paths of wisdom truly unfold. You must understand that actions speak louder than 1,000 texts. Show her you're someone who is willing to put in the work, to make her feel valued beyond a digital conversation. She wants to know you're not just interested in texting her when it's convenient. She wants to know you're someone who's willing to take time out of your day for her. Maybe it's something as simple as planning a date, something that shows real effort. Maybe it's surprising her with something thoughtful. Whatever it is, the message is clear you're serious. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that texting her first is the only way to win her over. The Stoics teach us that we must control what we can and let go of what we cannot. You cannot control when she texts you first, but you can control how you respond. Don't chase validation. Instead, focus on building trust and a connection that runs deeper than just a few texts. You must be the one to show her your genuine interest through actions. And Stoic rules would say that actions rooted in true sincerity will always win out in the end. So, don't make assumptions. Don't get frustrated or desperate. It's easy to think she's losing interest. But the truth is, she might just be waiting to see if you're worth her time. Approach her with sincerity. Take proactive steps to show her you're serious. Let your actions speak louder than your words. And in doing so, you'll give her the space to feel safe and appreciated. Practical Stoicism teaches us that everything happens in its own time. Be patient, take control where you can, and the rest will follow. Don't just wait for her to text you first. Create moments that prove you're someone worth waiting for. When you do this, trust will grow, and so will her interest. Step 6. She doesn't text first because she wants you to show respect through patience and not pressure. If she never calls or texts you first, here's what you need to understand. She's testing your patience, your respect, and your ability to lead. It's that simple. Patience isn't just about waiting. It's about showing your commitment to the process without rushing. You need to learn the power of silence and stillness. As Epictetus, a great Stoic philosopher, once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." It's not about demanding immediate responses or creating a sense of urgency. It's about understanding that relationships, like life, are a slow burn. You must respect that. You must stand firm and show that you can master yourself, and in turn, master the relationship. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that constant communication equals respect. Quite the opposite. Respect is given when you can step back, breathe, and let her come to you in her own time. She's not ignoring you. She's waiting to see if you can control your impulses and show patience without pressing for instant gratification. Show her that you're not needy, that you're in control of your own life, and that you won't rush her decisions. When you do this, you win her trust. And trust, built over time, is the foundation of any solid relationship. You must be the one who understands that respect is earned in patience, not in pressure. As Epictetus wisely stated, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This means, when she doesn't text first, your reaction matters more than you realize. Are you anxious? Do you panic? Do you push her to respond? No. You wait. You show her that you're capable of giving her space. In the modern world, where instant communication is often taken for granted, Patience has become a rare but powerful trait. It's the Stoic approach that will set you apart from the men who can't wait for a text back, the ones who don't understand that greatness lies in composure. You must be patient, decisive, and resolute. There's no room for impatience in a man who's determined to win. You must give her the space to miss you, to think, and to choose to reach out when she's ready. That is what will separate you from the others, your ability to lead your life with purpose, not with desperation. When you master yourself in these moments, you don't need to rush. She will recognize it, respect it, and follow your lead. Patience isn't passive, it's a powerful tool in your arsenal. The Stoics knew this, and now you do too. This is how you win. This is how you build something lasting. Your success is in your ability to be patient and show her the respect she needs to feel safe and valued. Don't expect to win her over by forcing the pace. You win by showing her that you're strong enough to wait, to lead with calm assurance, and to be present without pushing. If you've been waiting, hoping, and stressing for her to reach out first, it's time to change your mindset. True respect is shown through patience, not pressure. Take this moment to embrace the wisdom of building a relationship based on mutual understanding. If you're ready to stop chasing and start growing, comment below. I choose patience over pressure. Step 7. The mindset shift that changes everything. Let's get one thing clear. If you're thinking that pulling back on communication is some kind of power move, you're flirting with disaster. Stopping communication isn't strength. It's the fastest route to relationship suicide. So, what's the solution? Keep texting like a needy fool, desperately seeking validation. Absolutely not. The answer lies in a complete mindset shift, one that turns boys into men, the kind of men who understand that true strength comes from within. You must stop seeing her lack of initiation as a problem and start seeing it for what it really is: information. This simple yet profound perspective shift will change everything. When she doesn't text you first, don't jump to conclusions that she's not into you. What she's really telling you is that she wants to be pursued, that she wants to feel desired, and she needs to know that you think she's worth the effort. Old Stoic wisdom teaches us that not everything is as it first seems. Sometimes, a simple observation can reveal a deeper truth. If you treat her lack of initiation as a puzzle to solve, rather than a rejection to feel bad about, you gain control of the situation. Here's a metaphor to help solidify this concept. Imagine you're at a concert, and there's this incredible band rocking out. The lead singer doesn't pause to ask the crowd if they want to hear another song. No, he keeps playing, because he knows his music speaks for itself. He understands his worth. The crowd, swept up in the music, responds with cheers and excitement. Would you think less of him for not asking? Not in a million years. You'd think he's confident, in command, and knows the value of his performance. That's exactly how you need to approach texting. You're not texting her because you're desperate or needy, but because you're confident in yourself and your desire to connect. You're not seeking validation. You're pursuing what you want because you know your worth. I have a friend named David who completely transformed his dating life by making this mindset shift. He used to be the guy who got frustrated when girls wouldn't text him first. But one day, he told me, "You know what I realized? I've been making this all about my ego, instead of focusing on building a genuine connection." And from that moment on, he approached his interactions with women with a newfound perspective. He didn't text them to boost his ego. He texted them because he genuinely wanted to connect. The results were astounding. The women began responding differently, more eagerly, more flirty, more excited. They felt his confidence and were drawn to it like a magnet. But let's not sugarcoat things. Mindset alone isn't enough. It's just the first half of the battle. The other half, knowing how to text in a way that builds attraction rather than kills it. Women can sense the difference between a message sent from a place of neediness and one sent from a place of self-assuredness. It's about using Stoic principles to maintain control, balance, and clarity in your actions. You must text with purpose, knowing that your pursuit is driven by genuine interest, not by insecurity or desperation. This is the secret sauce that makes women not just respond, but obsess. The bottom line is that true strength lies in how you choose to interpret situations. Stop thinking her silence is a reflection of your value. Instead, view it through the lens of Old Stoic wisdom, recognizing it as an invitation to take action. You must control your emotions, focus on what you can control, and respond with the calm, iron mind of someone who knows their own worth. This is how you stand apart from the pack, how you build genuine attraction, and ultimately, how you win. Step 8. Final. The ultimate mindset shift. All right, here it is. The ultimate mindset shift that will change everything. Brace yourself because this is the key to turning the tables. Stop trying to get her to chase you. Start being worth chasing. Yes, I said it. Stop playing the game and start playing a different one. You're probably expecting some secret texting technique or some psychological hack to get her to text first. But let me tell you something. None of that will matter if you're not fundamentally attractive as a person. Here's the deal. When you're constantly worried about who's texting first, you're living in a state of scarcity. You're treating her attention like it's your only form of validation. You're seeking it as if it's the oxygen you need to breathe. But listen closely. When you're genuinely busy living your life, when you're focused on building something meaningful, pursuing your passions, hanging out with friends, working toward your goals, or simply becoming the best version of yourself, suddenly, texting first doesn't matter. It's just something you do because you want to share something cool with someone you enjoy talking to. You see, the most attractive thing about a man isn't his texting strategy or some fancy lines or techniques. No, it's something much deeper than that. It's his complete comfort with himself and his life. The fact that he would be perfectly fine if she never responded. Because he's so caught up in his own journey that he doesn't need constant validation from anyone. He's busy being his best self, and that energy attracts people. I'll give you an example. I have a client who used to obsess over every text, analyze every response time, and stress about every emoji he sent. He was miserable. Every conversation felt like a battle for attention. But then he made a massive shift. He focused on improving himself. He started hitting the gym, picked up photography, launched a side business, and invested time in what made him happy. 6 months later, he came back to me and said, "I don't even care who texts first anymore. I'm just excited to share my life with people who appreciate it." And guess what happened next? Women started chasing him. Why? Because he followed one of the most powerful Stoic rules that's been around for centuries. Don't look for validation from others. Find it within yourself. He became a man of substance, and his life became so rich, it naturally attracted people who were on the same level. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't about being indifferent or cold. It's about being self-sufficient. It's about becoming someone who doesn't need external validation to feel whole. When you're living with passion and purpose, people will naturally be drawn to you. You see, the truth is, it's not about playing games or waiting for her to text first. It's about becoming the kind of man who has so much to offer that it doesn't matter whether or not she texts first. Because when you're focused on your own growth, you're already on the paths of wisdom, following a journey that is about you, not just her. That's where the real power lies. A man who is not desperate, not in scarcity, but in abundance is the kind of man women are drawn to. It's a principle that aligns deeply with practical Stoicism. The Stoics taught us not to be attached to external outcomes, but to focus on mastering our own emotions, thoughts, and actions. This is true self-control. And here's where it gets real. You must stop viewing her attention as the ultimate prize. It's not. The real reward is knowing you have created a life worth living, a life that attracts others naturally because of the richness, joy, and fulfillment you've poured into it. You might think this sounds easy, but it's not. It takes time, effort, and a shift in thinking. But when you adopt this mindset, you'll realize something profound. You are already enough. You don't need anyone else to tell you that. The Stoics had it right. The only validation that matters is the one you give yourself. Focus on what you can control. your actions, your mindset, and your pursuits. The rest will follow. So, here's what you need to do. 1. Stop worrying about who texts first. 2. Start building a life worth sharing. 3. Live in abundance, not scarcity. That's the essence of the mindset shift. Focus on your own growth and development. Become the man who doesn't need anything from anyone. When you live your life fully and with purpose, others will naturally want to be a part of it. And remember, you must become someone who is worth chasing, not just waiting around for validation from someone else. When you do that, the game changes. This, my friend, is the essence of practical stoicism in action. Hey, thank you so much for sticking with me to the end of this video. I hope you found the wisdom here useful. Now, here's a little homework for you. For the next 30 days, every time you feel the urge to check if she's texted, redirect that energy into something that improves your life. Hit the gym, call a friend, dive into a project, or read a book. Build yourself into someone so captivating, so fulfilled, that women naturally want to be a part of your world. Remember, the right woman won't care who texts first. She'll be grateful that you're both in each other's lives, and that's what truly matters. Thanks again for watching, and keep working on yourself because you're worth it.